sound that you're hearing, other than the sound of my voice, is probably rain. It's been raining here in Southern California since the early afternoon, and I've been relaxing on this Sunday. I honestly didn't think I was going to do an episode this evening. I thought I was just going to rest, but there were just some things on my mind. I wanted to put something out. I've had so many different experiences, and there are so many things to choose from. There are the experiences that I have, and I just run to the computer and I record them, and then there are experiences that I've had in the past that I've simply written down. This is an experience that happened sometime, I believe, in March, and it was one of the more exciting experiences. I was kind of waiting to establish the Beyond Body episodes before I really got into this, because this was actually quite extraordinary when it happened. And I tell you, if I had done this, recorded this right after it happened, I don't know if I would have been able to control my excitement. It was quite extraordinary. I had been thinking, and let me get into it right now. I really want to get into it. I had been thinking about how it all began. I mean, what is it in regards to existence? How did existence begin? What was the beginning? Was there ever a beginning? Now, one of the things I've learned about asking these very deep questions and wanting to explore them, and being able to have the access that I have, because I am so blessed to be able to do what I do, and to be able to have the access that I have to see things. Like, literally, I can say, I want to see what happened in the beginning of time, and I can be shown these things. But this is the other part of this, and this is the part that perhaps I never really thought about it until I started doing this, which is sometimes, well, there are things that the mind, while you're in this 3D world, just cannot grasp while you're still connected to it. And what I'm about to tell you, I'm not even sure, well, honestly, I don't know if you would see it the way I saw it. I mean, if you think about it, we all have a different way of looking at life, and we were brought up in all these different ways. We have different ways of thinking about things. So what you might see in this place I went to may be completely different than what I saw. I've been asking my guides to show me the beginning. Like, how did this all start? I want to go back to that moment. I would say within days, this experience happened after that question. And I honestly, I didn't know if they would show me, but they did. And I want to begin with the fact that this, again, was a beyond body experience. And that sense of motion, that roller coaster ride that I feel when I'm moving, went on and on and on. I moved for so long in that direction, and it just kept getting faster and faster and faster. And this was in complete darkness. And I was thinking in my mind, what am I going to see? What am I going to see? Because I had asked to go back to the beginning, like I said, 2 or 3, maybe 4 days ago. I hadn't really thought about it since then, because I hadn't really had an experience since I started thinking I wanted to do this. But so when I was traveling, I was thinking, I don't know what I'm going to see. So gradually, after a very long time, I started to slow down. And as I started to slow down, the darkness lifted and I could see stars. I was floating in space, but I tell you, there was no earth, nothing. I could see stars in the distance. That's all I could really see. And then I looked, and you know what? Before I tell you some of the things that I saw, I will tell you that it felt as if I were wearing some sort of suit, that something was covering me. But it wasn't the classic spacesuit, and I don't want to give you the wrong image here because I didn't feel like I had like a helmet on and all these different things. I just felt like there was something around me, like a barrier, and and I could feel arms holding me. I could feel arms wrapped around me, securely holding me. And it was a very comfortable feeling. And those arms were just kind of turning me slowly around and as if to show me different things. And I remember at one point, those arms turned me and I saw these different objects floating in space. Again, these were not planets. These were things that are hard for me to explain. I remember at the time, I thought that they looked like toys to me, like giant toys. And it was so strange. I was thinking, how is this possible that there are toys in space? Which I know is so strange. I was thinking, what is this? Why am I seeing toys? Now, thinking back, and now having had some more experiences and had discussions with my mother and really thought about this, it was my mind doing the best it could to figure out what these objects were. Now, the fact that they were toys could have meant a million different things. I don't know. I just know that they were giant and they appeared to be toys. Now, there was one object that was not a toy, and it was massive, as big as a planet. It looked like one of those masks that ancients used to, you know what, not a mask. Anyone that's been to Easter Island and you've seen those mysterious objects, the big statues, you see the face. Take that face, imagine that face for a moment. Take the face off of the rest of the statue and imagine it floating in midair, and imagine that face from Easter Island the size of a planet or bigger. It was huge, the biggest thing I'd ever seen. It was so big. And I remember that the guide, and I'm certain that this was my guide that was holding me. I was asking who they were, and in other words, I was asking who was it that created these things. And my guide, I wrote this down because I brought it back with me. This word, my guide said, they are called the Ra'u. And I will always remember, because I took that name in, my guide said they were called the Ra'u. And then my guide said, in English, they are called the helpers. Eventually, I did see these massive rocks or meteorites, some elongated, and I do believe there was writing on those things as well as the things that I imagined that almost looked like toys to me. And I could not read the writing on those things. I had no idea what it was. Now, not too long after this, my experience ended and I was back. And I was just left with curiosity. I mean, again, thinking about it, I know that I can see so many different things, anything my heart would desire, but will I always be able to understand them, especially from the perspective of being in this world? And is it even really truly important for me to grasp this? Honestly, it is just the ability to be able to see it that is so amazing. It's marvelous. But at the same time, I have to tell you, and I'm just going to take a moment with this, because this is something that I think about when I'm at work and when I'm around people. Sometimes it's hard because most people, they don't think about these kinds of things. And the people that I work with, at least that I know of, and no one shared this with me, they don't have that kind of access necessarily. It isn't because I am in no way, in any way special. It's just that I've been blessed with the knowledge of knowing that I have the capability of doing this and being able to do it. Everybody can do it. Everybody listening to the sound of my voice can do exactly what I can do. It's just, you know, I will tell you, it can be a bit lonely sometimes. Sometimes you feel a bit isolated. I mean, after I've visited another reality, having to get up for work in the morning, and you know, of course, you have your colleagues and everything, and you work with them, but not being able to really truly share these experiences. I have to tell you, I am so happy that I can share it with you, that I can share these experiences, and hopefully, I can listen to yours. It truly takes away the loneliness because I know that there are others that are like me. And I think I may have said this before, but a guide or some other being once told me, "You are not alone. There are others. There are others that are like you." So it is a very comforting feeling to know that. Anyway, that's it for now. Thank you so much for coming on another journey with me. And until next time, take care.